85% of people say they fear speaking in public. A group of former students are reminiscing about their college days.
A public relation exercise improves the relationship between the public and an organization.
A thorough bibliography is needed at the end of every assignment. All applications of internship are available in the office. Anonymous behaviors can be identified without intervention. Any text or references you make should be cited appropriately in the bibliography. Applicants for the course preferably have a degree in English or journalism. Back in the 1940s and 1950s, people were smoking cigarettes frequently. Being a vegan means not consuming any animal products. By changing the body positions, we can actually express our thoughts and feelings. Companies are offering us all kinds of internet-connected devices. Companies' projects must adapt to the general data protection regulations. Contemporary critics dismissed his idea as eccentric. Contemporary critics dismissed his idea as eccentric. Critical literature theories broaden interpretation. Did you know that to become more fluent, you need lots of practice?
Don't drink any alcohol even if you drive carefully.
Essays with few or no citations will raise the concern of the lecturers. Every living thing begins as a single cell.
Fighter jets, helicopters and warships will guard against security threats.
Financial support can be offered to help pay your fees and other costs. For human beings, breathing is a symbol of life. He has led the party for over 20 years. He was regarded as the foremost economist at that time. Her father prevented me from talking to her. His objection to including scientific evidence has brought a lot of criticisms to him. How can we inspire people and ourselves to be self-motivated? Humans have the ability to mentally say over 700 words a minute. I am wondering if cell phones are actually just as dangerous as cigarettes. I can give you a hand if you need help. I look forward to meeting you and helping you realize your goals.
I looked in my closet for something to wear, but I couldn't find anything appropriate for the occasion.
I think of those leaders who inspire us to go beyond the call of duty. I think we can all agree that being fluent in 2 languages is a good thing. I used to have milk and sugar for my coffee. I will be in my office every day from 11 to 12. I would like an egg and tomatoes on white sandwich bread with orange juice. Ideally, free trade is beneficial to both trading partners. If you want to receive the reimbursement, you must submit the original receipts. I'm glad you arrived here with safety. In English, the first letters of the months of the year are always capitalized. In my free time, I would like to read current affairs and newspapers. In the dark, before the dawn, the plane was assembled. In this library, the reserved collection of books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours.
Inflation rose by 2% over this time last year.
Is the hypothesis on black hole rendered moot as the explanation of astrophysics? It is argued that students can learn more in collaborative rather than individual study. It is clear that there is little accurate documentation in support of this claim. It is necessary to solve the equation to determine the unknown variable. It is utmostly important that you don't rely on translation online. It is just a feeling of having tried something new and succeeded.
Long thin wires have more resistance than short thick wires do.
Lots of students had money and passports stolen, especially at night.
May the love of those around you help you through the days ahead. Modern businesses have adapted and been flexible in order to survive.
Most of the lectures begin promptly, so do not be late. Most printers in the library are out of ink. Much of the evidence used has only recently become available. My laptop has crashed and cannot save any file. My siblings and I were waiting for my mother to come back from the hospital. Negative discourse continues to be predominant in discussions about gender. Newspapers across the world reported stories of presidents. Only those who are over 18 years of age are eligible to open a bank account in our bank. Opposition to the government tax policies is widespread across business sectors. Our capacity to respond to national needs will determine our ability to flourish. Our tutorial will take place on the second floor in Room 1. Our university accommodation has a volleyball team for students to join in. People tend to be least happy in middle age. Please note the college laboratories will be closed for cleaning next week. Please read the first 5 chapters to prepare for next week's tutorial.
Please submit your term papers to the General Office. Please take the optometer in the chemistry lab.
Proficiency in a foreign language may be demonstrated by assessment. Read the fitness center instructions before attempting to use the equipment.
Results will be available in many courts and online.
Robert Frost thinks the rural area is livable for people in New England. Scholarship applications must be handed in at the end of the month. Sea levels are expected to rise during next century.
She glanced nervously around the bush and back at him. Soil erosion can be caused by increasing rainfall and changes in plant growth.
Some young people seem to be addicted to their cell phones.
Students are not allowed with mobile phones in the examination hall.
Students can download the lecture handouts from the course website. Students should take advantages of the Internet before attending the lecture. The aim of the work presented could be formulated as follows. The book is informative, but it could be accused of political bias. The books are filled with drawings of machines invented when he was a student. The books reserved in the library can be borrowed for up to 3 hours. The bookstore is located on the main campus behind the library. The burning of fossil fuels leads to pollution and global warming. The cafeteria closes soon, but the snack machine is accessible throughout the night. The competency of the language in the assignment is to use more formal words. The context is basically the background of framework surrounding the act of communication.
The Economics Faculty Building is located on the City Road. The first step was to establish a baseline of known distances. The free trade is mutually beneficial for the both partners.
The geographic assignment should be submitted by the midday of Friday.
The greater the population there is in a locality, the greater the need there is for water and transportation. The hardness of the butter is proportional to the softness of bread.
The health center is situated at the corner of the university behind the library. The Lecture Theater 1 is located on the ground floor of the PAC building.
The main issue is to decide how we want to launch the new product.
The maximum production of chocolate is in the U.S.
The mock trial aims to increase the interest in the law and traditional process.
The number of bankruptcies skyrocketed in the third quarter. The number of company bankruptcies skyrocketed in the third quarter. The puppets do comedy routines, and there is some terrific formation dancing.
The quality is needed by a successful business manager similar to those of the school. The renowned economist is slated to speak this evening. The scheme has been fraught with problems from the start.
The speaker mentioned two things that affect happiness. The students were instructed to submit their assignments before Friday. The technician left the new microscope in the biology lab. The timetable for the new term will be available next week. The translator is not available in our department. The trip for the professional training will start soon, so pack the items before we leave. The undergraduate students are taught with a rigorous course in our psychology department. The United States has developed a coffee culture in recent years. The university supplies a number of scholarships for qualified students. The university supplies a number of scholarships for those who have specific goals. The history of economics is a tricky subject to study. The library offers group study rooms, so you can work with other students.
There are many people in the USA who are critical of the voting system.
There is only one conclusion to this line of thought.
There will be no classes scheduled during the exam week.
There won't be any space for me in the car. They have enough works to keep them going. This is how we deliver health care to millions of people over the world.
This paper is the best one to look at first.
Those students have to retake the module if their marks are too low. To get further extension, you need to call the education executive on 401. Unfortunately, their immune systems were not strong enough to fight off common earthly bacteria. We are required to submit the assignment before Friday.
We blanch almonds by soaking their skins in boiling water.
We need to approach communication in an open way. We would like a videotape for the lecture. We're constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture closer together. When the demand for the course rose, university authorities took on additional academic staff. When we are stressed, our skin releases a natural chemical, a hormone, that repels mosquitoes. You are required to submit the assignment before Friday.
You can get to the college by bus, train or car.
You can only choose one subject from biology and chemistry. You can pay by cash or using a credit card. You come with me and the others just stay here.
You may need to purchase an academic gown before the commencement.
You must ensure you do not include too much irrelevant information. You need to use a Bunsen burner and a test tube. There is a new pharmacy on the north side of the university campus. You should go to the reception to get your student card. Your tutor is there for help, so do ask if you don't understand anything.